Hi there, beautiful people. Today I'm talking about ascension symptoms again. I have been going through headache and nausea for a few days and just kind of feeling unsteady. And I'm learning a bit more about these ascension symptoms and that the pain and the discomfort may not be eradicated fully, but the suffering from them can be. So today I'm talking about this number one thing that's truly important to start growing so that we can stop the suffering as we go through this awakening process and we go through the ascension process, which is bringing the high frequency ascension energy into these bodies. And these bodies are kind of morphing and catching up, and our DNA is rearranging, and there's a lot going on. And personally, I don't know everything that's going on, like how this is all shifting. I do know that I get pummeled and floored uh, every once in a while, and it's kind of out of the blue. It usually seems to come after I've had kind of an ecstatic week. It's like the energy is raising and raising and raising, and then it's just like it comes to a head, and it's like the body has to catch up. That's how I'm seeing it. So I want to fill you in on what came to me this morning about decreasing the suffering. So it was interesting because I'm really into my automatic writing and asking and getting like some information. And what came through today is because I'm like, okay, what am I doing wrong that I have these symptoms here? And that it's just there's no wrongness in it. It's just, and the other piece was, what could I be doing to let go of this? And the thing is, it's just a process. And there is that saying, what you resist persists. So one thing you really want to do is just open up to it, receive the energy, okay, and let go of what the day is supposed to look like and all the shoulds and do's and the to-do lists and stuff. Let that go. The other piece is to decrease the suffering is just to be with it. Just be with it, allow it, do some things for comforts like today I took a ascension shower. Basically, I just got in the shower. I put some essential oils on the floor and just allowed my voice to just kind of come through and sing out. And that seemed to really give me some relief from the suffering. But really what's happening is your body's adjusting, and there's some things that go along with that. So wherever you are and whatever you are sensating, be an allowance of it, be present with it. So the number one thing to remember with going through ascension symptoms is growing allowance. And I talked about this in the last video, is really growing the allowance along with our awareness. So our awareness is really opening up, right? During this time of the Great Awakening, it's really expanding. We are becoming aware of all the unseen energies. We are becoming aware of this 3D world and how manipulative and fear-based it is. And there's so much we're becoming aware of. And that allowance has to grow just along with that awareness, or we're going to really get caught up in the tornado of the emotional body. And that could make ascension symptoms even worse. So grow this allowance, right, along with your awareness for everything that you're seeing, and then grow allowance for these times of adjustment, adjustments, integration, receiving, transmuting, transformation, however you see it. You're transforming. You're like, you're like in a little chrysalis, and you're transforming. The modern mystic is doing it alongside being in the 3D world. So it's a little tricky. um, I had to get up this morning and lead a meditation. And this afternoon, I'm heading into the recording studio, and I have two teenage sons and a husband and a home that I'm managing. And I'm like floored with headache and nausea and spinning. So, in between life happening, I'm taking a lot of naps, salt baths, showers, and just really tuning in. So, how can we, amongst our 3D lives, be living this ascension journey with these ascension symptoms? And, this is going to be a pretty short video. This is the message I wanted to get out to you basically is grow the allowance. And the way we do that is just imagine two like thermometer type things, where the little red line goes up. Imagine you have a thermometer for your allowance and for your awareness. And as the awareness dial goes up, make sure you intend to bring the allowance up alongside the awareness. And it's just a nice little visual that we did in the meditation this morning. And I wanted to pass it on to you guys too. So bringing those thermometers up so they're growing together. So being in that flow. And as we are receiving this ascension energy, and as we are becoming 5D and above individuals in these physical bodies, things are changing. What you do for a living might change. How you process, how your awareness shows up may change. Where you live might change. Everything, people in your lives might change. And can we be in allowance of all that? And so just really hands on heart and asking like, what's next? What can I unhook from? And just because you unhook from something doesn't necessarily mean it's going to totally leave your life. So for an example, this morning, I was guided to like unhook from each of my sons and then unhook from my husband. And I saw myself as I unhooked from them, I saw myself kind of float. And it felt really good. The other thing that I did was I did this process of destroying and uncreating my life. I know that sounds kind of radical, but what it does energetically is unhook you from the past beliefs, past stories, past triggers, past karmic attachments from kind of this old 3D life. So as you are ascending, we need to constantly be destroying and uncreating and just moving into the next reality we're creating for ourselves, the next reality we're creating, the next reality. So if you have fear around destroying and uncreating your life, take a look at that. That means there's some attachment to your 3D life. And I really get that. It's a little scary to just go into the unknown. But what the ascension process is ultimately asking of us is to get ourselves going downstream, right? And if we notice that this analogy of downstream, it's not always a straight stream where we have clear vision of exactly where we're going. Sometimes there's turns and curves that we can't exactly see what's on the other side. But yet what the ascension process is asking us to do is to go downstream, even though we can't see what the next piece is, to just trust fully in the flow downstream. And trust that when you get around that corner, something is there for you and that you're still flowing. Guys, I am working this myself. We're remembering our greatness together. We're diving deep so we can go high. These sayings aren't just slogans for my channel. This is really what we're doing with the ascension process. We are diving deep here with these ascension symptoms so that we really can live at a higher vibration. And in doing that, we're remembering. We really are remembering our greatness, and that greatness is our God spark, which is a source energy, which is our ascension selves, right? So we are really remembering. And as we remember, we expand and raise our vibration in these meat suits, basically, right? And these suits have to adjust along with us. And it can feel a little tweaky. Literally, I have had just an amazing headache for 3 days now. And it is something. It is something. But I'm really following the guidance I'm getting. I can be an allowance of this, and it may decrease the suffering. However, it may not decrease the sensation that I'm feeling. So thank you so much for listening and being here. This channel really helps me to talk this stuff out. As I am sharing this and talking this information out, my headache is actually subsiding a little bit, or the pains in the back and the suffering is going down. So with the Ascension Symptoms, they're there. Here they are. Be present with them. Welcome them in. Invite them up for a cup of tea. I've been having a lot of hot tea. Take a salt bath. Be in allowance. Grow that allowance. So what are you going through right now? Are you going through an ascension symptom? Was this helpful at all? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your perspective on the ascension symptoms and what helps you get through them. And a big piece to remember is that it's not going to last forever. We are going to adjust and transmute, and all is well. All is well. And it'll go away in a few days. And so that's where I'm just kind of being in that and allowing and knowing that it's gonna shift. So I'm in a big training this coming weekend where I'm getting an attunement and I'm raising my vibration. So my awareness is that class is working on me already. So notice if you are in any kind of training, ascension training or new modality training, a lot of times ascension symptoms come to you prior to the class or the training or the attunement that you are receiving. So yeah, the energy starts working on you. So that could be happening too. So remember everybody, your number one thing to help you through this ascension symptom time is grow your allowance. All right, to help you out with that, I'm just going to do a few moments of just singing the light to you and bringing in alignment through sound so that you can grow allowance and have more ease and less suffering with these ascension symptoms. Okay, so here we go. May this land in you, and may it help you grow your allowance, have more ease and less suffering with your ascension symptoms today. Blessings on your day. Namaste, beautiful being.